72 UK Canadian half dollar with a D mint mark in extra fine condition. If you've got one of these in your collection, you might be sitting on a small fortune. Let's break down its value in today's market. First, let's talk about the coin itself. The 1972 Canadian half dollar is part of the Royal Canadian Mint's regular series, but what sets it apart is the D mint mark. That means it was struck in Denver, USA, and that D mark is crucial for its rarity. Coins from Denver mints are generally rarer than their counterparts from other mints, and when found in extra fine condition, their value can really surprise you. Now, let's focus on the grade of extra fine. Coins graded as extra fine show minimal wear, retaining much of their original detail and luster. It's not quite as pristine as an uncirculated coin, but still a high-quality specimen. In extra fine condition, this coin can fetch a value of around $50 to $75 USD, depending on the exact condition and market demand. However, keep in mind that prices can fluctuate, so it's always a good idea to check current listings for the most up-to-date pricing. Now, if you're lucky enough to find a 1972 Canadian half dollar in even better condition, say in about uncirculated or uncirculated grade, you could see the value increase significantly, potentially reaching $100 or more. Collectors love the history behind these coins, as they represent a unique time in Canadian and UK numismatic history. The 1972 half dollar features the iconic blue-nose schooner design, symbolizing Canada's maritime heritage, making it a true gem for any collector. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of coin collecting, the 1972 UK Canadian half dollar with the D mint mark is certainly a coin worth keeping an eye on. To wrap things up, remember that rarity and condition are the biggest factors when determining a coin's value. If you've got one of these coins in your collection, it could be more valuable than you think. Stay tuned for more coin reviews and tips, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more numismatic insights. Next up, the 1988 UK Canadian half dollar with the P mint mark. But there's a twist. This particular coin is in normal damage condition, so how does that impact its value in today's market? Let's find out. First, let's take a quick look at the coin itself. The 1988 Canadian half dollar was issued to celebrate Canada's 125th anniversary. Featuring the blue-nose schooner on one side and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the other, it's a popular coin for collectors. This particular coin has the P mint mark, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint in the US. That makes it a bit rarer than some other Canadian coins that were struck in different mints. But here's where things get interesting. This coin, although rare, is in what we call normal damage condition. You may see some wear, scratches, or other signs of handling. Coins in this condition aren't considered pristine or near perfect, but they still hold value due to their age and minting rarity. So, what's the value of a 1988 UK Canadian half dollar in this condition? Well, despite the damage, coins in normal damage condition can still be worth around $10 to $15 USD in today's market. While that may not seem like much for a coin that's over 30 years old, it's important to note that the value fluctuates. Some collectors may still be interested in this coin due to its mint mark and historical significance, even in less than perfect condition. Now, if your coin is in better condition, perhaps with only minor wear or even just a few marks, you could see its value increase a little. On the other hand, if it's heavily damaged, the price may be closer to the lower end of that range. Damage or not, it's important to remember that the collector's market is unpredictable. Some people may still find value in these coins for the historical context, even if they aren't in perfect shape. To wrap it up, a 1988 UK Canadian half dollar with a P mint mark in normal damage condition can be worth between $10 and $15 USD today. If you've got one in your collection, it could still be a great find, especially if you're just starting out in coin collecting. Next step, the 1974 UK Canadian half dollar, especially one without a mint mark and in good condition. You're in the right place. Let's dive in and take a look at what this coin is worth in today's market. First, let's take a closer look at the 1974 UK Canadian half dollar. This coin is part of the regular series issued by Canada in the mid-70s, and as you can see, it features the iconic blue nose schooner on one side, symbolizing Canada's maritime heritage, with Queen Elizabeth II on the other side. One important detail about this coin is that it has no mint mark, which means it was struck at the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa. For most coins, a mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. But in this case, the lack of a mint mark is actually quite typical for many Canadian coins from this era. Now, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. This coin is graded as good condition, meaning it shows wear and tear but still retains most of its key features. In this grade, the coin will have noticeable signs of use, such as scratches, worn edges, and a lack of finer details. But it's still recognizable. So, how much is a 1974 UK Canadian half dollar in good condition worth today? In today's market, you can expect to see this coin valued at around $8 to $12 USD. While it's not a super rare or high-value coin, it still holds interest for collectors due to its historical significance and the fact that it's over 50 years old. Of course, the exact value will depend on factors like the exact wear on the coin and demand from collectors. For instance, if the coin has a bit more detail preserved, or if it's from a special collection, it might be worth closer to the higher end of that range. Coins like this one are often valued more for their historical appeal rather than their rarity. The 1974 UK Canadian half dollar has become a nice collectible for those interested in Canadian numismatics, especially for anyone looking to build a collection of vintage coins. In conclusion, the 1974 UK Canadian half dollar with no mint mark in good condition holds a value of about $8 to $12 USD in today's market. It might not be worth a fortune, but it's still a valuable piece for any coin enthusiast. Next up, 1983 UK Canadian half dollar with a D mint mark in very good condition. You've come to the right place. Let's take a deep dive into this coin and explore its value in today's market. Here we have the 1983 UK Canadian half dollar. This coin is a unique piece featuring the famous blue nose schooner on one side, Canada's iconic maritime symbol, and Queen Elizabeth II on the other side. But what really makes this coin stand out is the D mint mark. The D mint mark means that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint in the United States, making it relatively rarer compared to coins minted in Canada. The D mint mark adds an extra layer of interest for collectors who are specifically looking for coins from different minting locations. Now, let's talk about its condition. This coin is in very good condition. While it does show some signs of wear, like flattened features and some smoothing, the important details are still visible. Coins in this grade have been circulated but still maintain much of their charm. So, what's the value of this 1983 UK Canadian half dollar with the D mint mark in very good condition? As of today, you can expect it to be worth around $10 to $15 USD. Although this coin isn't among the highest value collectibles, it still carries a decent worth, thanks to its rarity and historical significance. The D mint mark makes it a bit more collectible, and the very good condition adds to its appeal. Now, if you have one in even better condition, say, with just a little wear or maybe near uncirculated, it could fetch a higher price. But for a very good condition coin, $10 to $15 USD is a solid value. Collectors love the blue-nosed schooner design, and the 1983 coin is particularly appealing because of the rarity tied to the D mint mark. That makes it a great addition to any collection, even if it's not in perfect shape. In conclusion, the 1983 UK Canadian half dollar with the D mint mark in very good condition is valued between $10 and $15 USD in today's market. It's a great find for collectors, especially for those looking to add some variety to their collection with a coin from the Denver Mint.
The Roosevelt dime holds a special place in American coinage, both for its design and historical significance. Introduced in 1946, this coin was created to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt's legacy, particularly his efforts in founding the March of Dimes, made the dime a fitting tribute to his memory. Over the years, the Roosevelt dime has been a mainstay in pocket change, but collectors often look for coins in excellent condition, such as the 2010 P example we'll explore in this article. The 2010 P Roosevelt dime was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The P mint mark located just to the right of Roosevelt's neck identifies this mint. With over 200 million dimes minted that year in Philadelphia, it was produced in large numbers. However, finding a specimen in excellent condition, free from wear, scratches, or other blemishes can be a challenge, especially as these coins circulate widely in everyday transactions. The 2010 P Roosevelt dime adheres to the standard specifications established for the coin in 1965 when the mint transitioned from silver to a clad composition. Here are the key details. Composition: outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Weight: 2.27 grams. Diameter: 17.91 millimeters. Thickness: 1.35 millimeters. The obverse of the dime features the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock. The inscription Liberty is prominently displayed to the left, along with the phrase "In God We Trust" and the date 2010. The reverse, also designed by Sinnock, displays a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. Surrounding the design are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and the coin's denomination, 1 dime. Next up, the 1999 P Roosevelt dime is a coin that holds a unique position in the history of American numismatics. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this dime is a part of the ongoing series honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Though common in circulation, its value to collectors can vary significantly depending on its condition, unique attributes, and specific errors that may have occurred during its minting process. This dime has a rich history, and understanding its context, design, and the factors affecting its value can greatly enhance a collector's appreciation for this small but significant coin. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who passed away in 1945. Roosevelt was instrumental in establishing the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to combating polio, which is why the dime is a fitting tribute. Designed by John R. Sinnock, the dime has remained largely unchanged in its design over the years. However, with every New Year's minting, certain characteristics such as the mint mark, date, and small variations in the strike give each coin a unique value. The 1999 P Roosevelt dime, minted in Philadelphia, carries the P mint mark on the obverse, which distinguishes it from coins minted in other locations such as Denver or San Francisco. The total mintage of the 1999 P Roosevelt dime is an astounding 2,319,000 coins, making it one of the most common dimes in circulation from that year. However, the sheer volume of coins minted doesn't necessarily mean that every example is equal in value or appeal to collectors. In fact, the value of the 1999 P Roosevelt dime can vary widely depending on its condition and any special features or errors that may be present. To fully understand the value of a 1999 P Roosevelt dime, it's essential to first examine its specifications. The coin has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters and weighs 2.27 grams, which is typical for dimes minted after 1965. It has a clad composition, meaning it is made up of an inner core of copper, which is then layered with a nickel-copper alloy. The coin's edge is reeded, featuring 118 individual reeds around the circumference. These specifications have remained consistent since the transition from silver to a clad composition in 1965. Next up, the 2005p Roosevelt dime is a noteworthy coin that holds a special place in the ongoing legacy of the Roosevelt dime series. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this dime was a part of the regular annual coinage, but its historical context, design features, mintage, errors, and potential collector interest set it apart. This detailed description will explore all aspects of the 2005p Roosevelt dime, from its history and design to its market value, errors, and appeal among collectors. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946, a year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt is widely remembered for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as for his role in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio. The coin was chosen as a tribute to Roosevelt, and its design, created by John R. Sinnock, has remained relatively unchanged since its debut. By the time the 2005p Roosevelt dime was minted, the coin had become a staple of American currency, and its design was instantly recognizable. The 2005p issue was produced during a period of stability in the U.S. economy, following the 2001 recession and leading up to the housing market collapse of 2007. The 2005 coin, therefore, reflects a time of relative calm before the next significant economic crisis. Though not particularly rare, the 2005p Roosevelt dime holds value for collectors and historians alike due to its place in the broader context of U.S. coinage. The design of the 2005p Roosevelt dime remains faithful to the original concept that has been in circulation since 1946. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, created by John R. Sinnock. To the left of Roosevelt's head is the inscription, Liberty, and to the right, you'll find In God We Trust. The year 2005 is located beneath Roosevelt's profile, with the mint mark P for Philadelphia located just beneath his neck. The coin's overall design is elegant in its simplicity and pays homage to the legacy of Roosevelt. Next up, the 1997 D Roosevelt dime, minted at the Denver Mint, is a coin that has become a standard piece of American currency. While not considered rare or especially valuable in most cases, it still holds significance for collectors, especially those interested in completing a set of dimes or acquiring coins from different years. The Roosevelt dime series, introduced in 1946 as a tribute to President Franklin D. Roosevelt, has had relatively few design changes since its inception. This particular 1997 D issue is a part of that long-running series, which is known for its simplicity and elegance. The Roosevelt dime was first introduced in 1946, just a year after the death of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. Roosevelt is remembered for his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his role in founding the March of Dimes, an organization dedicated to fighting polio. The Roosevelt dime, designed by John R. Sinnock, was created as a tribute to the president's legacy. The dime was chosen because of Roosevelt's association with the March of Dimes, which helped to fund the research that eventually led to the vaccine for polio. By the time the 1997 D Roosevelt dime was minted, the coin had become a familiar and important part of U.S. currency. The 1997 issue was part of the ongoing series that had been minted with only slight modifications to its design over the decades. The coin reflects the period of relative economic stability in the United States during the late 1990s, a time that saw the country experiencing economic growth as part of the post-Cold War global landscape. The design of the 1997 D Roosevelt dime remains largely unchanged from the original 1946 version, which was created by John R. Sinnock. The obverse of the coin features a left-facing profile of President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The inscriptions Liberty and In God We Trust appear to the left and right of Roosevelt's profile, with the year 1997 below it. The mint mark D, indicating that the coin was minted in Denver, is located just beneath Roosevelt's neck. The reverse design of the coin, which was also created by Sinnock, features a torch flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right. These elements symbolize liberty, peace, and strength. Surrounding the central torch design are the inscriptions United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and 1 dime. The reverse design has remained largely unchanged throughout the Roosevelt dime's history and is one of the more recognizable symbols of U.S. currency.